G'day. This video is a response to a request. This request is from Amin Hasib. Shout out to you, Amin. Thanks for leaving your comment and request. Hopefully I can answer your questions. The request was, could I do a follow-up video with the Launch C reader showing what the custom settings are that can be done using it in the CT200h. I'm back here now in my CT200h and I'm going to go through the custom settings using this device. Before I do though, I'm going to start with a question. And that question is, do you really need this? The reason I'm asking that question is because the CT200h, as I've got it equipped here, this model is a 2020 model and its badge is F Sport. It's not the top end sports luxury and it's not the entry level, whatever that was. You may actually find that many of the customizable settings are actually available right here within the car without actually connecting any scan tool at all. To demonstrate, if you hit the main menu button and you're on this page, there's a setup menu. If you click into that setup menu, you'll find a number of different things. One of those being the general menu. In here, you can change the units of measurement, etc., etc., the color of the buttons, a few different things. You can also add your own images to the screen. You can change the startup image and the screen off image. That can be done here from the general settings. The menu that I really want to show you though is actually over here in the second page. This is the vehicle menu. There are three kind of items under this menu. One of those is the sub-menu vehicle customization. If you open up this vehicle customization menu, there are 4 sub-menus. These are settings that are also settings that you can change from the C reader. For instance, in the door lock settings, you can change whether you want the doors to auto lock by speed. So you can go in there and turn that on or off. Whether you want the doors to auto lock when you shift it from park, whether you want it to auto unlock when you shift it to park, whether you want to auto unlock by the driver door, whether you want to have to press the remote 2 times to unlock. You can select whether you want to unlock all doors or just the driver door. You can turn on and off the entry and start system. And you can have the lock unlock feedback lights on or off. So that's when you press the lock and unlock, whether it blinks the blinkers or doesn't. You can also change the volume of the lock unlock. So with every Toyota and Lexus that you walk past, you hear somebody unlock it, you hear that beep beep sound. You can actually control the volume of that here. The default is set to maximum. You can actually dial that down if you don't like it. I like to have that turned down. The light settings here allows you to adjust the sensitivity of the headlights on. In older Toyotas and Lexus, this used to be a setting that you used to have to use some sort of scan tool to adjust. Nowadays you can adjust this right here inside the cabin without any tool at all. You can make the headlight auto sensitivity more or less sensitive from the default. You can change the amount of time that the headlights remain on for, and likewise for the interior lights and the exterior lights. The last sub menu is the other vehicle settings. In this one, you can change how many lane change signal flashes you have. So on the stalk there, when you press halfway down, you get an auto flash, and you can change that from between 3 and 11 flashes depending on how quickly you change lanes. I'm a pretty conservative driver, It usually takes me about 7 flashes to indicate, head check, and then perform a lane change on the highway. Now I'm going to go into the customize menu and have a little look at what I can see in there. And straight away I can see some items that I think are going to be exactly the same as what they are on the car's main menu. Wireless door lock menu. This is basically the same thing, but there's some settings here that aren't on the in-car menu. The panic function, you can actually turn the panic function off on your car. You can change the auto lock time from when you unlock the door to when the door relocks itself if you don't enter the car or open a door in that time. You can also change the power window wireless opening, whether this is going to beep when you hold the key down to open the windows. You can turn on and off the wireless door lock. So under wireless door lock, there are some additional settings that aren't available on the in-car menu. On the door lock settings, the menu matches basically the same as it does on the in-car menu. Most of those settings, but not all of them, are available in car. Under security, there is a function to change the intrusion when the window is opened. Here you can change the settings of the lighting time, what happens to the interior light when the ignition switch is operated from accessory to lock, ignition light and step light when you unlock the door with the key, the lights when the vehicle is approached with its smart key, the inside footlight, the center console spotlight. If you wanted to walk up to the car and have it so the lights don't turn on, you can adjust those settings here. Step light and the door inside handle light when the ignition switch is on, same as the exterior light. Under the power window menu, you can change the behavior of the power windows when you press and hold the lock and unlock key. You can make the driver's window or all windows go up and down. This is going to depend on whether your car has auto windows on all or only on the driver's window. If over there on the controller it doesn't have an auto down and an auto up, then you won't be able to hold the unlock key on the car to make all of the windows go up and down. You can change the function here. If you've got a sunroof, you should be able to adjust that in this menu here as well. You can actually turn on and off that auto up and auto down function so that that no longer works from the switches in the doors. You can change that for every single door. Let's say your left rear passenger, because they keep playing with the window, you could specifically change that particular door. That might be useful to you, for instance, if you want to have your car set so that when you approach it and hold the unlock button, all of the windows go down. On a hot day, that's a really useful feature to let the car temperature drop. But on one particular side of the car, you've got a baby capsule and you don't want your baby's teddy bears falling out the window just because it opened automatically. You can still control all of the other windows on your car. That particular window will stay out of it. What's in the warning menu? This allows you to change the rear sensor buzzer and whether the value is narrow or wide. So if you want to have more space in between you and anything you're parking near, you can change these variables here for the front and rear buzzers. You can also change the volume. You can turn off a low battery warning for the key. You can turn on and off your seatbelt warnings, and you can change whether your reverse buzzer is a single or a continuous. I often throw a lot of groceries on the back seat of this car. That's constantly making the seatbelt warning go off, which is highly annoying. The key has to be either in the front of the car, or you could have it so that you can throw the key in the boot of the car and you can still start the car. So PSD and PBD is referring to the power back door. There's nothing that can be adjusted in here because we don't have a powered back door. Let's see what's in other. You can turn on and off the auto fold mirror. This changes the behavior of the PCS, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to mess with it. That's it. That's a full breakdown of all of the settings that you can control with the C-Reader. Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking questions. See you later.